Hello everybody and welcome, I'm Strawberry Shoggoth and this is a look at the Humble Jumbo Bundle 6. At the date of recording, the bundle currently contains 7 games. I'll be starting with the highest level and working my way down. Now without further ado, let's get started. $12. Grey Goo, an RTS game with a more old-school style reminiscent of many RTS games from the 90s such as Red Alert or Command and Conquer. This game has the more slow pacing of those games compared to the more fast-paced gameplay of, say, StarCraft, for example. The art style is nice, the resolution is definitely fitting for modern monitors, and all in all I'd say that if you enjoy RTS games, and especially the ones that are a bit slower in pace than, say, StarCraft for example, then this is definitely worth a look. Beat the average. At the date of recording, there are currently 3 games in this category. We will be going through them one by one. Magicka 2. This is the sequel to the quite enjoyable Magicka. Once again, the group of wizards has to go out and save the world of Midgard. Now, all in all, this game is quite similar to Magicka in how it plays, with some nice additional features such as the hotkeys for a number of spells. I think it's 4 at maximum, but just like with Magicka, this game is most fun if enjoyed in co-op. Now, it has a different art style than Magicka, but it's still quite similar, and, well, what is there to say? If you liked Magicka, you will probably like this too. Dreamfall Chapters. This is the sequel to The Longest Journey and Dreamfall. 2 games I unfortunately have not had the pleasure of playing, so I'll simply have to judge Chapters based solely on how it stands on its own and not how it compares to its predecessors. As far as I could tell from playing the first chapter and a bit of the second, it is mostly a story-based game with some quite important choices that changes how the story progresses further on, and quite a bit of puzzles. Now, it looks gorgeous in my opinion, so if you're into the kind of story-driven puzzle game with some meaningful choices, I would suggest giving it a try. Shadowrun Dragonfall Director's Cut. Now, first things first, if you played Shadowrun Returns, then nothing in this game will really come as much of a surprise. It is a sequel with more or less the same type of gameplay through and through. If you haven't played Shadowrun Returns, well, let's start at the beginning. This game is as I said, a turn-based RPG set in the Shadowrun setting, which basically is near future but with fantasy elements. So most of the gameplay will be in terms of squad-based tactical combat, and of course, since it is an RPG, you will also have options to pass by things by convincing guards and similar stuff. But mostly you will be spending your time in turn-based, squad-based combat. So if that sounds like something for you, I suggest you give this a look. Pay what you want. This level contains 3 games, so let's get started. Shadowrun Chronicles Boston Lockdown. Now, this is not a sequel to the other 2 Shadowrun games, but it's rather its own thing. It is a online turn-based RPG where you can either play on your own with NPCs in your squad, or you can team up with other players to do missions with them. During the first couple of hours, I at least found it quite enjoyable, but it's gotten lots of negative reviews on Steam, so it might become quite tedious later on in the game. All in all, I probably wouldn't buy the bundle just for this game, but I also wouldn't ignore it if I got it, because, well, it can give you a couple of hours of fun if this is the kind of gameplay you like. War Machine Tactics. Once again, we're looking at a squad-based, turn-based tactical game. And while the gameplay was I'd say okay. I found the graphics to be very blurry and somewhat annoying. Now, it might have been my settings, but don't think so, since this is the only game I found in the bundle that looks, well, annoying to me. All in all, if you enjoyed the gameplay, maybe, but I'd probably skip this one. Oceanhorn, Monster of the Uncharted Seas. Now, this game is very much Zelda-like, but the impression I got from at least the first couple of hours was more exploration and a bit less combat. While there are monsters around, they're not as frequent as they would be in a Zelda game, and there's quite a lot of trying to find hidden stuff, exploring the islands, going back and forth once you have found something you need on one island to do a thing on the other islands, and so forth. But the gameplay was quite enjoyable, the controls felt good, the graphic style is, I'd say it's kinda timeless. So yeah, this one I think is worth at least going for the pay what you want level if nothing else interested you. That's all from me. I've been Strawberry Shoggoth, and this has been the Humble Jumbo Bundle 6, which you can find on www.humblebundle.com. I hope you found this video helpful.